We're here. We're here and we're queer. We're here and we're queer. It's been a lovely day. Well, what y'all crying about today? Your food stamps getting cut off or some shit? Just seen a video of some bitch crying. Some bitch crying. She said, I get $4,000 a month in food stamps, and now they dropped it to $36. She's like, what am I going to... She's like, and Section 8's not going to pay my rent next month. She said, what am I going to do? What do people expect me to do? Get a fucking job. Like everybody else. Well, do whatever you want. If you don't want to work, I hope you can talk, bitch. Start a podcast. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, figure it out. Like everybody else has to. Go ask somebody for money, I guess. Go get a husband. You know what I mean? Like, there's other things. How does everybody else do it? The culture's shifting, so you might want to adapt. Things that are going to be phased out of our culture. I'm going to explain it to you in this stream here. And you can argue with yourself, because I'm always right and I'll be right, so it doesn't matter. Sitting on food stamps and living off the taxpayer is over. The public is sick of it, and I'll tell you why. Because you won't shut the fuck up. Y'all never shut up. If you getting free money from the government, shut the fuck up and take the money and hush. Stop making TikToks and throwing it in people's face. You ignorant bitch. Follow me to the grocery store today. I'll show you what I'm going to get with my food, with my $4,000 in food stamps. I got some. And you're watching it. And she's like, I got 7 kids. And I got, we're getting, they got cookies, Coca-Cola, chips, Little Debbie, all kinds of shit, all kinds of shit. That technically ain't even fucking food, if we're being honest. It ain't food. It's not nutritious. It's not gonna feel. It's a little snack. It'll give you enough energy, maybe get an hour or two, and then you need some with substance. That ain't got substance. Bunch of shit. Don't poor people deserve a soda? No, you don't deserve anything. Do you realize that? You don't deserve nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. Nobody on this planet owes you a fucking thing. They don't owe you no food. They don't owe you no health care. They don't owe you shit. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. Now, you can cry and say, it shouldn't be like that, and dream of a utopia, dream of a fantasy. That's great. Dream about it. But it's not real, and it's never going to be real. Why? Because for you to get health care requires the services of another person. And that other person is not going to do it for free. Oh, sorry. They're not going to do it for free. They're not going to go to the farm and pick the fruit and then put it on a truck for free. And then the truck driver's not going to drive the truck for goddamn 15 hours all the way to the store to drop the fruit. Oh, but no, he's got to take it to the processing plant. And then the people there, they're not working for free either. And then the truck driver come back. He got to get it, take it to the store. He's not doing that for free either. And then the people at the store, they got to unload the truck. They're not doing that either for free. And then the people that got to stock the shit on the shelf for you, they're not doing that for free either. You understand? You understand they're not doing anything for free for you, you lazy fuck? Get a grip. If I got to see another video of somebody sitting in their car crying that the government ain't giving them enough money, I'm going to lose my mind. Hush. I got 6 kids, and how am I going to feed them? This bitch. I'm gonna charge this other phone. I'm gonna play this for you. You got to give me some time. I got 2 phones. They're about dead, so I got to charge the main one. But we're gonna charge this other phone, and I'm gonna let you hear this goofy, ignorant bitch who said she's allergic to work. That's what she said. She said, I'm allergic to work. I can't work. Yes, you can. Yes, you can go to work. I know tons of people like that. I've known them all my life. I got people in my family that act like that. Hold on. I got people in my family that never had a job in their life, bro. They've sit on government assistance their whole fucking life. Never done nothing with their life, nothing. Except pop out a kid. That's it. Pop out a kid and expect somebody else to take care of it. Didn't even raise that kid. So, I know all kinds of people like that. It's so funny when people want to argue with me, like, no, people ain't selling their food stamps. People ain't. And first of all, anybody that tells me people don't sell their food stamps, I'm not even talking to you. You're fucking retarded. You don't even live in the real world, bro. When you grow up and join us in reality, we can talk. But when you're telling me that people don't sell their food stamps to buy other shit, that's a lie. And everybody knows it too. So, knock it off. Everybody knows somebody who sells their food stamps or has sold them in the past. Everyone has seen it in their life. They've witnessed it. So, knock it off with that bullshit. People go out and sell their food stamps, buy drugs. Crazy. You're giving them money to buy drugs. You work all day at the job, and then the tax dollars, people take it. You're like, I'm going to give you some of my money so you can get something to eat. I know you're hungry. And then they take it, sell it, and buy drugs with it. So guess what? You're going to have to really prove that you need it. People can still get it. I'm all for people having food stamps. But we're going to have to take a look at who's getting it. We're going to have to crack down a little bit. Because there's a lot of people getting it. Shouldn't be getting it. And here's the thing. When you get all these people that shouldn't be getting it off of it, that'll be more money for the disabled guy who needs it. For some poor bastard who's disabled and he can't work because he's fucking disabled. He literally cannot work. He can't walk. He can't do shit. He's fucked up. Not his fault. He was hit by a fucking bus. Actually, he was hit by an illegal Indian semi-truck driver. Not his fault that he's fucked up. He's all fucked up. And he needs the food stamps. But he can't get any because Shaniqua and her 8 kids get all the fucking food stamps. It ain't just Shaniqua either. Karen getting them too. White bitch Karen getting them too. This woman that was crying about her 6 kids and her $4,000 getting reduced to $30-something, she white as snow. She's white as Christmas. That's a white woman. This ain't a race problem. This is a fucking lazy piece of shit problem. Lazy cocksucker. First of all, if you get food stamps, you should have to work. You should have to have some type of job. Be it part-time, whatever it is, you got to work at least 20 hours a week. If you're an able-bodied person. First of all, no. Able-bodied people shouldn't even get this shit. You shouldn't even get it. It's just the reality of it. If you're getting it, I'm not mad at you for taking it. I'm not mad at you for getting the free money. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you at all. But I'm not gonna bullshit you. You shouldn't be getting it. Okay? You shouldn't be getting it. So if somebody comes along and takes it from you, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm not gonna get mad about it because you shouldn't be getting it. You just shouldn't. We got single men sitting on food stamps, sitting at home all day. It exists. I mean, what is going on, bro? And I'm not talking about some old ass man. I'm talking about a young man. I'm talking about somebody my age or younger who can work and has no problem going to work, working 8 hours, working 40 hours a week, no issue, and sitting on a TikTok I can't work. I'm allergic to work. Well, you better take some Claritin, bitch, because you're going to have to go back to work. You're going to feed them 6 kids. And why you have 6 kids and you got no husband? What a dumb, ignorant bitch. Stop having kids and not getting a fucking... And don't tell me you can't find a husband. I don't believe that. I don't. I don't buy that. Even if you got 6 kids, there is a guy that will fuck with you. He will raise those 6 kids. Tons of guys like that. So, and you should have met a guy long before you had 6 fucking kids. I mean, that's what you should have done. You should have met a guy fucking 20 years ago, and you wouldn't be in this situation. Women are finding out that all this feminism horseshit, all this stupid bullshit has only hurt them. It's only put them in a bad position. You used to be able to sit home all day, and the only thing you had to do, here's what you had to do as a woman in like the 50s. Imagine this is your life every day. You tell me if this sounds like a horrible life. You tell me. You tell me. You get up in the morning, and you put the kids on the school bus, get them all dressed, put them on the school bus, make your husband something to eat. He gets dressed, he leaves, kids leave. You tidy up the house, and you sit down on the couch. You don't do anything until the kids get home from school. So you got 8 hours of just sitting on your lazy ass, and you don't even have to do anything. Nobody's even there to, let's say the house is a little messy. You could just sit there for 7 hours and then spend the last hour cleaning it up real quick. So that's your life. And then when your husband got home, you had to make something to eat and suck his dick. And then go to bed and put the kids to bed and all that. That's your eat. What's so hard about that? What is so hard about that life? Oh God, I'm being controlled. Oh God. This idea that women are being controlled, where? I can't remember the last time I seen a woman being controlled by anybody, honestly. I mean, they seem to be in control themselves. You ever seen a man try to control a woman? The only way it seems to, you got to beat him. That's the only way I've ever seen a guy actually be able to control a woman is he's like beating her and shit. You ain't controlling no woman with your mouth. You're not going to be able to just say, bitch, go sit down somewhere. Y'all date women? Y'all don't interact with women? Because I don't know what women you're talking to, but they ain't easy to, you can't just fucking control them. They don't work. You ain't being controlled. You had it made. You didn't have to worry about politics. You couldn't even vote. You had it made. You just had to go sit down and look pretty. That's all you had to do. All you had to do all day is worry about looking good and cleaning, cooking something, and sucking some dick. That's it. That's insane. What an easy life. But you thought you was missing something out there at the job site. You wasn't missing nothing at the job. You weren't missing nothing. Men was trying to tell you too. You ain't missing nothing at the job. What are you talking about? Oh, I got to get a job too. I want to be out there like you and be free. Free? Ain't no freedom with a job, hell. I got a schedule. I got to be there. I got to be there every day, 5 days a week, from 1 to 9. What are you talking about? Freedom. No freedom? You have freedom, dumb bitch. You get to sit at home all day. Wasn't good enough for them. Women have destroyed this great nation. Just the facts. They were manipulated in destroying a great nation. And now they sit in their cars and cry. Is this all life is? I just gotta go every day, and I gotta go to work, and then I come home, and I'm so tired. I work my ass off, and I come home, and I'm not tired. I stay up till 5 in the fucking morning. So maybe go see a doctor, get checked out. I don't know. I get off work after 8 hours, and I'm not like, oh God, I just need to go right home and go to sleep. I can't keep my eyes open. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh God. And then crying after the day, after the shift, you're crying. What are you crying about? That you had to go work at your job? What are you crying about? What's there to cry about? Really? See, you feel like you're missing out. You're like, oh, I'm at work all the time. I'm missing out. You ain't missing nothing. You ain't missing nothing. You need to be at work. That's where you need to be. At least you're getting something done to benefit society at work. You ain't doing nothing. What do you do on your days off? Nothing. You don't do nothing. You don't get nothing done. And who has money to be going out anyway? Who even needs a day off? Ain't got money going nowhere anyway. I see all these retards. I see Crackle Barrel. Fucking Crackle Barrel is most retarded shit. Why are all these businesses retarded? Why are they so fucking retarded? If you hire me, I'll fix your business. I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it. You want to know what's wrong with it? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing's wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with Cracker Barrel. But what happened was you decided that you were scared of the air. Okay, so the air scared you, and then you wanted to shut the Cracker Barrel down and shut everything down and just shut it down and stay home and then print a bunch of money and then get a bunch of checks sent to you from the government, and then inflation, and then the prices went up, and the value of the dollar dropped, and then you realize you ain't even got money to go eat at fucking Cracker Barrel. So Cracker Barrel's business is down. Cracker Barrel is confused. Why ain't people coming here and eating Cracker Barrel? I don't understand. Because we're broke, Cracker Barrel. It ain't got nothing to do. Nobody saw the logo and said, nah, I ain't going in there. You see that barrel and that guy sitting next to that barrel? I'm not going in there. Nobody said that. Nobody gives a fuck of the color of the wall or the decoration on the wall. People cannot afford. Cracker Barrel's expensive. People cannot afford. Hell, people can't afford to go to McDonald's. They can't afford to go to McDonald's, so they can afford to go to fucking Cracker Barrel? No. No, they fucking can't. They can't. And these dumb motherfuckers are all sitting around. By the way, probably all voted for Biden, by the way. They probably all were like, oh my God, we got to lock down, get a mask on, get a booster, oh, I'm scared. These are the same fucking retarded people, and now they're so fucking confused. Hey, why ain't people going out? Why ain't people coming down to the bar? Why ain't they coming to the restaurant? Why ain't they coming to the guy? Why ain't they shopping? Why ain't they coming over here to the well, there's a number of reasons, actually. Number one, they're broke. Number two, might go out and have a night out and get shot dead by some fucking lunatic. Or some lunatic might drive his car through the restaurant, kill us all with his fucking car. People are out of their fucking minds. So guess what? We're going to stay home. We're going to order in and stay home. Oh, we can't afford to order in. Ah, well, fuck. We'll go to the grocery store then. And that's dangerous too. Somebody might shoot up the grocery store because they're out of their mind. Now, I'm trying to figure out who caused all this. Let's break it down. Let's go issue by issue. So, the price of the food is too expensive. Liberals did that. Someone might walk into the grocery store, kill us all. That's liberals' fault. They let maniacs run loose. It's always your fault. Always. I keep hearing about how bad Republicans are. What have Republicans done in the last 8 years to hurt any of us? Tell me, what have they done? What have they done? I don't want to hear about W. Bush and all that bullshit. I'm saying right now in the last 8 fucking years since Trump took over the party and radically changed it, what have Republicans done that you're so fucking pissed about? Oh, have you seen the horrors in the streets of D.C.? The horrors in the streets. Some of the things we're seeing out of Washington, D.C., I'm telling you right now, guys, I think I'm done with Trump after seeing some of this I saw today. What's happening in Washington, D.C., the horror of it, the horror. I thought I was watching a horror movie. I had to, check and go, is this the news? Is this a movie? My God, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing tyranny. I'm seeing a dictator. I'm seeing Hitler come to life. The liberals were right. Let me tell you some of the things I saw out of D.C. today. It's going to shock you. You're going to be so fucking shocked when you hear these things. So one video I seen, they were taking pictures with the National Guard. Everybody's coming up taking pictures. Oh my God, a horror. Don't these people know that these National Guards are Nazis? They're going to get them? My God, you can't walk right up to them, take a picture. Then I seen a little black child. Oh God, no. Don't they know these racist National Guard troops? That little black child, and I know what you're going to say. What they do, hang him? What they do, lynch him right there in the fucking mall? Right there in front of the Capitol? No, even worse. Even worse than that. They let the child in the Humvee, showed him the equipment. And the kid was laughing and having a good time. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God. Next thing you know, slavery will come back. Oh God, that poor black child. I watched it. I kept waiting for him to shoot him. That's what people do to black children. They just shoot them. That's what I keep hearing. So I was actually shocked. But then the worst of all, the pure horror, I seen an old black lady. Even old black ladies ain't safe for the National Guard. This National Guard Nazi carried this old lady's bags down the stairs and grabbed her by the arm, made sure she didn't fall down the stairs. Oh my God, the racism. Is he saying that old black ladies need help from white men to walk down the stairs? You think a black woman is incapable of walking down the fucking stairs, you fucking racist? You think we need white people's help? You think blacks need white people's help? Bigot? That old lady could have walked down those stairs just fine. Just fucking fine. Didn't need some white guy. Fucking white people always got to try to be nice and try to help somebody down the stairs. Nobody asked that white man to do that. Nobody wanted that. Donald Trump is ruining Washington, D.C. He's ruining the world and our country. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. When somebody carjacks you, have a heart and think about what they're going through, why they had to do that. You know? Think about what they're going through. Well, how about this? I don't give a fuck what they're going through. Just like they don't give a fuck what I'm going through. Fuck them. You're lucky I'm not the president. Because if you carjack somebody, I'd just fucking execute you on the White House lawn and be done with it. I'd have them shoot you right in your fucking head on the White House lawn. And you're going to say, listen to yourself, though. Listen to yourself. You got people saying the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. You can't just execute someone because they're going around carjacking people. Why can't you? Why can't the police lock the sumbitch up, put him on trial, prove he's doing it, show the surveillance footage, and put his ass down? What purpose does he serve to society as he goes around causing nothing but trouble? Nothing but trouble. And I only say execute him because you all keep... what I've noticed about you liberals is when I beat you down in this argument and I slap you around and I get you to a point where you have nothing you can say, this is what you say. You go, so who's going to pay for all these prisoners to sit in prison? You know how expensive that's going to be to lock all these people up and keep them in prison? You're right. I got a solution for that. We'll kill them. We'll kill them. Oh, that's radical. It is. It is. So what? I just solved your problem. You don't want to pay for them. I tried to take the humane approach, lock them all up. You started bringing up the budget, which is kind of weird. So kill them then. If we're worried about the budget and money, then just kill them. Because they're useless to society. I don't want them roaming the streets because they keep carjacking motherfuckers. They keep fucking just terrorizing the community. They're terrorizing. Nobody wants to be sitting at a red light and some guy come up like it's fucking GTA and open his door with a gun and say, get out of the car. Nobody wants to deal with that. You can either live in a police state or you can live in a crime state. You got to pick one. Now, I know what you're going to say. Isn't there a middle ground somewhere in the middle? There is. There is. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. We spent a decade trying to find common ground with people like you, and we couldn't find it. We just can't seem to get you to fucking stop being a lunatic. So, fuck it. Fuck common ground. We'll just do it our way. That's the game you want to play, then we'll play that game. You cry about the DACA kids. Donald Trump tried to make a deal for the DACA kids in the first fucking term. He wanted funding for border security and the wall. And in exchange for you voting for the funding, he was going to let the DACA kids have amnesty. What a fair compromise. But the liberal would not compromise. The liberal said, no, no, no. It's all my way or nothing. All right then, liberal. All right then, liberal. I guess we have no choice but to win the election, dominate you completely, and just do it ourselves. I guess that's the only option. Can't work with you because you're unreasonable. And I'm sorry, but the right-wing people, they're going to be executing, they're definitely going to be executing murderers and rapists and shit. And these carjackers are going to prison. They're going to go be rot in a fucking prison. I mean, that's how the right wing is going to handle this shit. If you wanted it to be handled in a bit of, I don't even understand why you care. I really don't understand. There's a guy going around carjacking people. Now, I feel like the average person, if I came up to you and I told you, I said, like, we knew each other, and I said, you hear about that guy? He was going around carjacking people. He got shot dead. Some guy pulled a gun on him and killed him. Most people are going to hear that and go, fuck him. Because they're going to hear that he's going around carjacking. They're going to think, he did that to himself. Can't blame the guy for shooting him. I mean, what do you think's going to happen? But see, liberals want to live in a world where you just let the guy steal your car. You don't kill him. You don't shoot him with your gun. You don't take a fucking crowbar and bash him up his fucking head. You got a crowbar, people been carjacking, right? So you're ready. So you got to understand something. Some people wish you would come up and open the door. Some motherfuckers, remember that shit that happened a long time ago? I made a video on it. And the teenagers was robbing houses. This guy and this girl, like teenagers, they was robbing houses, white people, white kids. And they was, I think it was like 15 or 16. And they was robbing houses. And they broke in this guy's house. And this fucking guy was waiting for him to break in the house. Because he was a fucking psychopath. So he's waiting on it. He's putting bait out to get him. He's leaving the door unlocked. He's fucking, and he's in the shadows of his own house. It's insane. Like, he's got the door unlocked, and he's, like, leaving, like, fucking, I don't know. God knows what he did, but he's hearing about people breaking into houses in the neighborhood, and he's luring them in. He's doing things to lure them in. And then they get inside his house, and he's in there in the shadows of his own house. In the shadows of your own house. Hiding, lurking in your own house in the shadows. Like fucking, the fucking creeper. And then he killed him. Killed him. Now, if you want to stop teenagers breaking into people's houses, you should tell that story in every school in the country. That's what they used to do to us when we were growing up. Cops would come to the school and lecture you and tell you about the horrors of the world. And show you pictures of things, and you'd go, holy shit. You have to have deterrence. If you have no deterrence, people just gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do. There is no reason not to. There is no reason not to run up and take your fucking car and steal the son of a bitch and throw you out of it because there's no consequences. So who gives a shit? I'll just take your fucking car. I need a car. So I'll just come up and take your shit and bash you up in your fucking head because you're going to be like, hey, man, you can't take my car. Fuck you, motherfucker. Bah! and I hit you over the head with some hard object, you're like, oh, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of the car, white boy. Get your white ass out of this car. And you're like, God damn. I'll tell you the worst thing that can happen, though, is like, let's say a black guy come up and carjack somebody and pistol whip the... Like, let's say a pregnant woman was in the car, driving a car, and she stopped at a red light, and then some black dude came up and pulled her out of the car, threw her on the ground. No regard for the child, the baby, no. Threw her on the ground. And then she tried to get up and say, no, you can't take my car. And then he just backhanded her hard as he could. Bow! She fell to the ground. And then he got in the car, and as he drove away, the worst possible thing that could happen that would really make this... You may think this scenario sounds pretty bad, but I'm going to take it to the next level. As he's driving away, she screams the N-word at him. Oh, horrible. Lock her up. Lock her up. Unforgivable sin. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about people getting carjacked and shit. I'm worried about people getting offended, getting their feelings hurt, getting a little upset when they hear some words they don't like to hear. That's what bothering me about the world today. Not the wars and the crime and the economy, none of that. Language. Just because a black man carjacks you and throws you to the ground and backhands you across the mouth does not mean you get to scream the N-word at him as he drives off. Don't you do that. Or we're going to put you on the news. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, but he carjacked me. Who gives a shit about what I said in a moment of anger in this traumatic experience that was taking place? I don't care. You should have thought about that. You're fired from your job. Just 10 years ago, this would have happened. Just 10 years ago, this would have totally happened. This is why the carjacking, because they didn't want to do nothing. Black people just going around doing shit, and these white people were so fucking scared, they just like, let them just do it. Just let them do it. Just let them do it. Like, what's going on? And then other black people, it's just like the Muslims. It's the same thing like the Muslims. You see the Muslims. And everybody says all this horrible shit about the Muslims. Oh, it's so bigotry. Oh, it's bigotry. And then you find out that there's other Muslims say the same shit. There's other Muslims that are like, yeah, these Muslims is nuts. Don't let them in the country. They're crazy. And the white people is letting them in. And everybody telling them not to. White people telling them not to. Black people trying to tell them not to. And then, more importantly, Muslims are trying to tell them, hey, not those Muslims, not those Muslims. Not those Muslims. Black people do the same thing. Not those blacks, but white people don't listen. And you don't listen to nothing because you're dumb. You've been beaten into submission by the media. You just have to be bullied for the rest of your life by black people. You can't say nothing. Can't call it out. Remember when they were kneeling over George Floyd? They were kneeling and shit. Remember they were out in the street like, I'm sorry. And they were like kissing. Remember they were cleaning the black people's feet? For what? I didn't kill George Floyd. The fuck is it got to do with me? Why are we in a time period of life where everybody got to be responsible for shit they ain't even do nothing? Hot Dog Spaceman gave Quick Cash $5,000. Somehow it's got something to do with me. It has literally zero to do with me. But for some reason, people want to lump people in. Got nothing to do with things. Not a single person today got anything to do with slavery. Nobody alive today was a slave or enslaved anybody. So what are we arguing about? Who cares? Get over it. Move on. We've made the movies. We've studied the slavery. We've heard all about it. All right, man. Can we talk about something else? It's just like Jeffrey Epstein. Every live stream you do, somebody want to come in here and go, Why aren't you talking about Epstein? Well, goddamn, we gonna talk about every stream? We gonna talk about it to the end of fucking time? And talk about what? There ain't even nothing happening. There's nothing going on. I get it, though. You think I'm like you. You think that I give a shit about virtue signaling. I don't. I don't do that, and I don't give a shit. See, the only reason y'all get on your little shows every day and keep talking about Epstein is not because you actually care. It's because you want to look like you care. I've caught on to all this bullshit. They don't care. Especially the Democrats. They don't give a shit about any of this. They just want to look like they care. People that actually care about Epstein, when something happens, they talk about it. And then they move on and talk about other things because what the fuck? Are we going to talk about it every day for the rest of our lives? I mean, what the fuck? What more can be said about the topic? Let me know when there's some new information. We'll discuss it. But I got nothing else to say. But I understand you've got to be a fake clown. You've got to start every show you do is about Epstein because you got to make sure people know that you ain't like these other people. I care about the children. You don't care about these children. You don't care about any children. You support abortion. Shut up. Shut up. You don't care. You want to look like you care, but you don't actually care. You guys are sitting around all day speculating who's on this fucking list, who's involved. You don't know. You're never going to know. Maybe when you're like 60, 70 years old and they put like all these people are dead and they put like a documentary out. You know, like that guy in the United Kingdom, the Savile guy who was like on TV and he was like this icon of Britain and then he died and everybody found out he was a fucking freak show. Pedophile freak show. That's what it'll be like. So if you stay alive long enough, you'll find out what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. You'll find out what was going on and all that. But those people everybody will be dead, so there won't be nobody that can be brought to justice. Everyone will be dead. Now talk about it to the end of time, because you have to make. People got to know I really care. Unlike everybody else, I care so much about the children. You're talking about Russia, Ukraine? Huh. What the hell? I'm talking about Epstein. I'm not letting them distract me. Oh, okay. I'm so distracted. They're like, hold their feet to the fire. Everybody's been doing that for weeks, and nothing's happened, so. And then in all the polling, nobody even really cares. The average American doesn't even give a shit, so. Which is what I told you. You know how I knew that the average American doesn't give a shit about Jeffrey Epstein? Because I've been talking about Jeffrey Epstein long before Donald Trump came along, and no one ever cared. And everyone said it was bullshit conspiracy theory, so. Nobody believes any of it, really. So they're just, the average person doesn't believe in any of that or pay any attention to that. They just fucking, just care about the price of groceries and just, the average normal shit. They're not worried about fucking Epstein. Y'all thought it was going to be like this big thing. And it was, this will bring Trump down. How's it going to bring Trump down when the average American probably don't even know nothing about it? You think the average American is online all day like you? Reading all this fucking shit? No, you goof. They're not reading this shit. So get a grip with it. Get a grip with it. It's okay to talk about it, but stop going into people's streams and people's in there talking about current events and grandstanding about Epstein. Because let me tell you right now, I know what you're doing. You do not care about Epstein. You just want to look like, I'm better than everybody else. That's all it is. That's all that bullshit is. And you're not better than nobody. You're using raped children to troll and talk shit to people just because they're not talking about it for one day. Oh, God. Oh, God. Or, even worse than that, is the people that want to talk about Israel all damn day, every day, all day, all the time. It never ends. Israel, 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 Israel. Smokey, I noticed on your stream today, you didn't talk about Israel one time. No, I didn't, because I don't care about fucking Israel. I don't sit around all day reading about Israel. I don't live there. I don't sit around all day talking about Spain. I don't sit around all day talking about Uzbekistan. I don't sit around all day talking about fucking Japan or China or Saudi Arabia or Egypt. By the way, Egypt, you see they beat the shit out of that protester? You see Egypt? So there's some faggot protester in like New York City, I think it was, pro-Hamas motherfucker out there protesting. And I don't know, I'm not quite sure how it started, but he got drug into the Egyptian embassy and they beat the shit out of him. Hey, that's their country, that's their embassy. And in their, ain't that how the rules work? In their embassy, it's their fucking rules. It's kind of like their country in there. They brought that sumbitch in there. They said, let me tell you how we handle things. Fuck you. You're not going to stand outside the Egyptian embassy running that mouth. You go stand outside Trump Tower with that bullshit. Don't bring it down here to the Egyptian embassy. They drug him in. This video of this. Drug him in there. He's like freaking out. He's like, ah. And then some liberal standing out there like, oh my God, they're kidnapping that man. They're kidnapping that man. They're beating him with a chain. They're beating him with a chain. Good. Beat him with a chain. Show him how things go in Egypt. This loudmouth cocksucker is standing in the streets of New York City crying about how bad our country is. Egypt showed him how bad things can get. Shut the fuck up. How dare you stand outside the streets of this great country that let you in, protest and act like a faggot? How dare you? Have you no shame? You should be ashamed of yourself. You'll never see me. I would never go to like, you wouldn't see me in Canada protesting. It doesn't even make sense. It don't make sense. By the way, 55 million. 55 million. 55 million motherfuckers in this country on visas. On fucking visas. You got about 20 or 30 million illegal aliens in this country. And you've got 55 million visa holders on top of that. You may even have 100 million total motherfuckers in this country that ain't even really supposed to be here. And pars in the Discord. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it, you motherfuckers! I knew it! I knew that you were against legal immigration too. No, no, no. Nice try, faggot. But 55 million people on visas. Now, when I think of people on visas, you know, when I think of people coming to America from other countries to study here or work here, I think it's like a limited thing. Like there's a certain amount of spots, right? There's a certain amount of spots. And first come, first serve. And you can't be a fucking psychopath and you can't be a criminal and all this shit. 55 million is insane. That's insane. I would think it may, I mean, if you said there was a couple million people here on visas, even to me, that would be crazy. 55 million? That's out of control. And that's visa. That's legal shit. Now, add on top of that, you got 30, 40, some people say 50 million illegals in the country.
It's fucking nuts. It's nuts. So don't tell me you don't need mass deportations. Don't tell me. Ain't no way you don't need that. You got to get a lot of these people out of here, man. This is why our wages are down. This is why people can't find a job. This is why people can't find a place to live. This is why the rent is so high. There's too many fucking people in this country that ain't even supposed to. We're not talking about America. We're talking about people that ain't supposed to be here. They came over here to get a job, or they came over here to study at a university, and that's cool and everything, but what the fuck? What the fuck? It seems a bit excessive to have almost 100 million motherfuckers, legal and legal, from other countries here, just living here. That's insane to me. You people have let these things get so out of hand, and you're wondering why when people learn about it, they're like, what the fuck? 55 million that's a big number. Like, my God, what is going on? What about the traffic so bad in some of these cities? I mean, how many people in these congested areas where there's all these fucking people and there's at traffic all the time and all this bullshit, how many illegals are there? And how many fucking visa holders? I mean, how many millions of fucking people are in them cities that ain't even supposed to be there? And what would happen if you removed all those people and sent them home? What if you took all those cars off the roads? We're talking taking tens of millions of cars off the roads. Don't we care about the environment? Don't we care about emissions? It seems like the deportation cause is also an environmental cause. It benefits the environment. Deporting illegal aliens, literally, there's no downside to it. That's why I don't understand why people are against it. And it's not because you have empathy for other people. You don't. Stop telling me that. You don't. You don't have empathy for other people. You don't care about other people. You don't. You don't care. You're virtue signaling. You're trying to make yourself look good by being like, well, I care about these poor people from these other countries. No, you don't. The only way I would believe that you care about these people is if I seen that you were donating money to these families. You had an immigrant family living in your home or something. Like, yeah, but if you ain't really doing nothing but running your mouth on Twitter, you're just full of shit. You don't actually give a shit. Because there's things you could actually be doing. And saying, well, I'm protesting the government, telling them they need to do it. No. You do it. You and your liberal friends. I see the liberal rallies. There's fucking tons of people there standing out in the street crying and chanting. Okay, all of you get together and pull your paychecks together. Oh, you don't have jobs. No, some of you got to have jobs because there's some rich liberals. There's a lot of rich liberals, so the rich liberals need to open the wallet up. I mean, we got Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban opened the wallet up for the immigrant families. Mark Cuban should be building. You keep hearing these fucking clowns like, oh, we need to build affordable housing, and we need to. All right, Mark, get to it. Get to it, Mark. You're a billion. Oh, well, Mark's not going to do it because he'd lose money on that. But he wants the government to lose money on it. He wants the government, because that's just your money. Who cares? That's just your tax money. He gives a shit. They took all this money, hundreds and hundreds of dollars out of your paycheck every week. They take, oh, well, no big deal. No big deal. Now, Mark could do it. He could build it. And he could pay for it. And what a good thing for the community. But no. And how about if you don't have a decent job? You don't have a fucking house. No shit you don't. Because you can't afford one. Because you do DoorDash 2 hours a day and then you go home. So, why are you entitled to have these things when you ain't even doing nothing to get them? You ain't got no money, you ain't doing it, you don't have a job. People with no job crying that well, how am I going to feed my kids? You're going to get a fucking job. You ignorant ass bitch.
I'm allergic to work.
What if we all said that? What if we all just said, I'm allergic to work? Who's gonna pay for your food stamps then? Lazy bitch. Lazy fat bitch. I know you eating. I'm looking right at you. I know you've been eating, bitch.
The government took one look at you and them kids and said, these motherfuckers get too much food stamps. They fat fucking big as a house.
These people with these gigantic children, and they're like, how I was getting $5,000 a month EBT. Now I'm not getting nothing. How am I gonna feed my fat ass kids? You're feeding the fat ass kids too much. Them kids are big as a house. RFK's right. Like, what are we doing? We're giving this crazy woman all this money, and she's just killing her children. Her children are huge. She's huge. The children are huge. RFK's like, this is out of control. And of course people are going to cry about it. When you take free stuff away, people get upset. When you'd be upset too. You'd be like, oh God, I'm getting 5,000 EBT. And the government pays my rent every month. And what does she do to pay the electric bill? Sell some pussy on the side or something? Oh, she sells some of them food stamps. 100%. You get $4,000 a month. Oh, you selling some of that. How you eating $4,000 a month in food? You ain't. That's a lot of food. Well, she got 6 fucking kids. Good God almighty. Still though, 4,000 even for 7 people. I don't know. They buy a lot of Chips Ahoy though. They buy a lot of Oreo, Chips Ahoy, Tate cookie. I still want to try them Tate cookies. I ain't tried them. Tate cookie. What's that one cookie? Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm remembers your fat ass waddling out the store with them cookies. They remember. We all remember. And we all have seen how you paid for it, EBT. And that's fine, I get it. You got EBT, who wouldn't take the free money? But all good things come to an end. All things that seem too good to be true, like you're getting $4,000 a month in food stamps and the government pays your rent, that's a too good to be true scenario. Like, what in the world? So you got to realize the clock's ticking. One day, all of that free stuff gonna go away. You can't get your rent paid. That's it. Life don't work that way. Your rent don't get paid your whole damn life, and your fucking food don't get bought for you. It's not realistic. So at some point, someone has to come along and go, hey, yeah, we can't pay your rent no more. You're going to get a job. And we're cutting the food stamps down to $36. What can I get with $36? Not much. But that's not our problem. That's nobody's problem but yours. You're going to have to go get a job. Well, my rent is half my income. I know. Whose fault is that? Who did that to us? Liberal, who did this? Who put us in this situation? You did. And who tried to stop you? Who tried to talk sense to you? I saw you walking. It's like you were about to jump into a pool of lava. And I was standing there like, no, that's not. You were like, that's a beautiful pool. The shiny water, the blue waters. And I was like, are you delusional? That's lava. And you just kept arguing with me. And then you jumped into the lava.
And then you started burning and started screaming. You're like, ah! And I was standing there and I was like, I tried it. I argued with you for fucking ever, trying to tell you not to jump in there. This is not water. This is fucking lava from a volcano. This is some serious shit. And you're in it, burning to death, dying. Because you couldn't listen. So quit crying as you burn. Because that's what I'm going to tell you. As you burn, I'm going to say, stop fucking crying. Take it like this is what you wanted. You wanted to burn the lava. You jumped right in it. And then you're screaming. You're like, I didn't know. What do you mean you didn't know? I told you. It's the thing about COVID when people want to bring up COVID. Well, they don't bring up COVID. I bring up COVID. They don't want to talk about it no more. And they say, well, I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck it. Fuck COVID. It'll come to me. It will. Oh, no, they say, well, we didn't know. We didn't know that masks didn't work. We didn't know this. We didn't know that. Yes, you did, because I told you at the time. How did I know? And if I knew, which is true, I did know, it's verifiable, it's documented, I knew. You know that I knew, because you argued with me at the time. And now, in hindsight, we know I was right. Now, how did I know? And if I knew the whole time while you were delusional and naive and clueless, doesn't that make me smarter than you? Yes. The answer is yes. You can't claim to be smarter than me when you fell for the bullshit and I didn't. Clearly you're not intelligent. Clearly you don't have the ability to see what's happening right in front of your face. You're just not capable of it. So, at some point, people got to stop listening to you. Because every time I listen to you, bad things happen. Got to stop listening to you. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're easily manipulated by TV and shit. And it's so funny. They're like, you're manipulated by Trump. No. I'm not you. I don't get manipulated by anybody. That's you. You're so emotional. No. I'm not emotional. That's you. You're emotional. You're emotional. And you're manipulated. And you're in a cult. You know how I know you're in a cult? Because you argued with me that a man was a woman. You started saying things like female penis. You started saying these things. Listen, if you want to fuck transgenders, more power to you. More power to you. If you want to put a little dress on and grow your hair out, and I'm a girl, whatever, I don't give a shit. However, you don't get to make us play along. You don't get to get mad at us when we call you sir. When we don't play along with the game you're playing, we don't have to play along. And this is why you shouldn't be allowed to. You can prance in a little dress in your house, but when you leave the house, you shouldn't be allowed to prance in a little dress because it's annoying. People are tired of it. People are tired of seeing all this weird shit all the time. We're tired of seeing people with big fucking giant bolts through their nose and all this goofy shit. Grow up. We're tired of everybody got tattoos and piercing and everything. When are you gonna grow up and stop with the tattoos and stop with the fucking piercings? Take the piercings out and grow up. When are you gonna stop coloring on yourself? Drawing pictures on yourself? It's insanity. There is nothing on the planet that I want tattooed to my body permanently. There's not a symbol. There's not a message. What? Huh? People got Sonic the Hedgehog tattooed on. What's going on? Used to be somebody had tattoos or like
they were in prison, or they were like a biker gang or something.
Now every faggot's got a tattoo. Except me. The last man on earth without one.
Because it's faggot shit.
I can't wait to get
Luigi from the Mario Brothers right here on my shoulder. Oh, won't that be cool? Look how cool.
And then I'll get Mario.
And then, you know what I'll do? I'll get a whole sleeve. I'll get Toad, Princess Peach.
I'll get Bowser on that bitch. I'll have little, I'll have like the level in the background.
I'll be running on the level. Down my arm, though. Down my whole arm.
Why? Why? You ever stop and think why? Why not get a cool t-shirt?
You know what I mean? Why not get a Mario t-shirt? And then you can put it on and you're like, yeah, Mario, right? We like Mario, check it out. And then you take it off. Like the next day you don't come in with Mario, right? And people are like, yeah, Mario. You seem to be real into Mario. Like,
yeah, I'm really into it.
I got his face tattooed on my ass. I got Mario on one cheek and Luigi on the other. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, and then on my
asshole, I got, you know, that flower that you eat in Mario Brothers that makes you get like flame powers and you can throw fire. I got that on my butthole. I got that logo right, that flower right on my butthole. And then Mario and Luigi on each side.
Wow.
And then my dick, I got that painted like, you know, Mario when those cannons fire, the cannons fire that fucking big black fucking thing with the eyes on it and shit and the big mouth and shit. That's what he got his dick tattooed to look at.
And when he fucks a girl, he puts the...
You know how that level has like music and shit? It's an interesting level too. It's like you can't go backwards. Like the level's moving forward and you just have to keep running forward. Interesting.
But he plays that music when some girl come over.
And he pulls the dick out and it's like, what?
It's a weird thing.
It's a weird thing.
Enough tattoos. Enough with the tattoos. Enough with the tattoos. They rarely ever look good.
Like,
every time you see somebody where you're like, oh,
them tattoos look pretty good. There's like
thousands of people that
look like shit. They just look like shit.
Because people are getting tattoos that
don't need them. You work in a cubicle at the office. You don't need no fucking tattoo.
People that are allowed to get tattoos.
When I'm president, I'm banning this shit. If you're a UFC fighter, if you're a boxer,
if you play any type of
physical sport, you get a tattoo.
If you're in prison, if you're in a gang, if you're a rock star, if you're a wrestler, if you're in the military, you got to be a badass. If I look at you
and I go, it's like Pete Davidson with all them tattoos he had and everything. By the way, he got all that shit lasered off his skin. Just imagine wasting all that money and then you waste money to get rid of it because you're retarded. It's retarded. It really is retarded.
Remember, he was like getting girls' names tatted
on him, and then the girl would leave him, and then he would like put a little broken heart over her name, or he put a rose,
or he put a sad face over
her name. Her name used to be there. Oh, sad face. And another reason you can't keep a girl because you look like a fucking. You look like a bunch of 5th graders just got crayons out and started drawing all over you with shit. Like markers and shit. That's what you look like. You look ridiculous. Grown man had color all over himself. And then you go, well, what's your job? What are you in, like a rock band or something? Nah, I work at Arby's. I'm the store manager of Arby's. I run the Arby's. I'm the head guy there. Huh. Did you need a sleeve? Did you need a whole sleeve? Was that a good use of money? Getting a sleeve? Working at Arby's. You see people at jobs and shit that are like all tatted up. It's like, that's what you spend your money on? All your money's going to fucking color on yourself? A weird thing. It's a weird phenomenon. It used to be when I was growing up, like, it was, like, not everybody had them, but everyone's got one. They all got these shitty tattoos all over them. They look horrible. Some people can pull it off, but some people... The worst ones are like where people get like, it's always liberals got like their arms got like the tattoos are just like, they just have like different tattoos all over their arm. It's not like they have some guy who did their arm and designed like all this artwork down their arm so it all kind of fit together and kind of looked a certain way. No. Liberals get like, so they'll get like, on their arm, they'll get like Sonic the Hedgehog. And he'll be kind of small, right? Not big, but just a little hedgehog tattoo. And then like right below it, they'll have like fucking Harry Potter symbol or some bullshit. It's so tacky looking. Tacky. If you're gonna get a tattoo, at least don't make it look like shit. Put a little effort in. It's like Stern and his website. Put some effort into that shit. Good Lord. My 6 kids. How am I going to feed my kids? I'm allergic to work. I can't work. I just can't. I can't get a job like everybody else. I can't. Don't you understand? Don't you understand? I'm special and I can't. I'm special. I'm a special person. I know you have to work, but you're not like me. I'm a special woman. I'm a woman. I'm a mother of 6 children. Where's the husband at? Where's your husband at? Oh, where's the daddy at? Oh, you don't have a daddy for that. The kid don't have a daddy. There ain't no husband, ain't nothing. That's why you know who your husband is? The government. Joe Biden was your husband, and then he left, and Trump came in the room, and he said, we gotta clean this shit up, bitch. You gotta get a job. I'm not paying for all this. Get a job, bitch. She was like, who's gonna feed my 6 kids? He was like, ain't my kids. You better go find a daddy. You gotta understand, if you stop empowering these women to pop these kids out and run away from these men, these women will sit their ass down and they'll marry these fucking men and they'll act like they got some sense. But you empower these women to just go live off the government. Why act right at all? Why show a man any respect at all? She don't even need him. You've given these bitches too much power. Take the power back. What have they done with it? Fucked everything up. Take it back. It's enough. At some point, it has to be enough. You have to say, that's enough. Enough's enough of it. They hurting themselves at this point. So we're taking the food stamps. We're taking the free rent. You're gonna have to go find the daddy of those 6 kids, and you're gonna have to go talk to that man. You're gonna have to patch things up, and you're gonna have to act like you got some sense.
Because Trump he ain't taking care of you no more. Sorry, lady. Imagine popping out 6 fucking kids. And you know she popped out those 6 kids to get food stamps and shit. That's the whole reason she fucking did it. I know people that pop kids out just so they can get more food stamps and shit. They get so much money from the government for the kids they got, they just keep having them. Fuck it. I've had people, tell me like, I'm thinking about getting a foster kid because they'll pay you and all this. I'm like, that's not why you get a foster kid. You don't get a foster kid because you're trying to make money. If that's the reason you're doing it, you're not the person that needs to be doing it. If you're thinking about the money you're going to make for having that kid, and the government's going to give you money to take care of that kid, you are the last person that needs to be getting them kids. People are out of their minds. People are so lazy they don't want to work that they come up with these crazy schemes. I know it sounds crazy, but there are people that are like, well, I'll become a foster parent and I'll get a kid. I've heard people tell me this. I've heard people run this idea by me. I was thinking about becoming a foster parent. I'm like, what? You are going to be a foster parent? No, you're not. Well, they give you a lot of money, so the government pays you. And I'm like, that's not why you do that. No, don't do that. Terrible idea. A child is not a paycheck for you. Stop popping kids out so you can get a paycheck. So you can trap some poor bastard into paying for everything. Just knock it off. And the funniest part about it is, you wouldn't even have to work if you just act like you had some sense. And those 6 kids, hell, they probably got all different daddies too. You probably got 6 men to choose from. Pick one. They don't pay child support or nothing? What's going on? They ain't giving no money to you for them 6 kids. That's just 6 kids is a lot. And no mention of the father. The father not mentioned in the video at all. Just crying it. You took my money. This is not okay. It is okay though. Not okay for you, but you've made poor choices. You decided to live off the government. That's a bad idea. Now you're finding out why. This is the best thing that ever happened to you though, for real. Because now you'll have no choice but to get up and figure it out. You'll have to go get a job. You'll have to figure things out. You probably won't though. If I had to guess what this woman will do, she'll sell some pussy. That's just my guess. She's gonna start selling pussy. Not that she's not that she ain't Sydney Sweeney or nothing, but she gonna sell some pussy. Clearly people want to fuck her. She got 6 kids. So she'll start selling pussy. Because that's easier than going to get a job. And she doesn't say no job. Donald Trump's not giving her money back. What option does she have? Prostitution. She ain't starting OnlyFans. She's not hot enough. But she'll just have to suck some truck driver's dick or something. Isn't it easier to just go get a job? Isn't it easier just to go suck it up, get a job, than to sit on the internet crying like a bitch and then have to go become a prostitute? And if she's not going to become a prostitute, tell me what she's going to do. She said she's not going to work. Donald Trump's not giving the money back. Give me another option for this woman. Give me an option. I guess she could push for some child support from the father. I don't fucking know. I guess that's an option on the table. But I feel like a woman like this would probably already try to do that. I mean, you're getting food stamps. You're not trying to get child support too. I feel like you'd be trying to do that too. Very strange. Very strange. 6 fucking kids. Hey, maybe don't have 6 kids and not be married. It doesn't make sense. Single mother of 6. How does that even happen? How does that happen?
How do you get there? Walk me through your life. Walk me through this. How the hell did you get there? I have my theory. She's just fucking dudes and shit. And then she's just like, well, come in me. I don't care. If I get pregnant, I'll just have the baby and I'll get more food stamps and I'll get more money from the government. So what's there to lose? Fuck it. I've already got a bunch of kids. What's another one? Who cares? At some point, it's like 6. Well, fuck it. 5, 4, whatever. What's another one? Hell. And if I get another one, oh, my food stamps will go up. And oh my God. The things I'll do. The government will give me so much. And then the guy she has the kid with probably works, and then she's like, well, you claim the kid on your taxes, and then we'll just split the money. Some shit like that. How about get married and then get a job? Quit. I mean, Donald Trump shaked your life up. Donald Trump hasn't shook my life up at all. Donald Trump has come in and shook y'all's life up because you're too damn dependent on the government. Now, whose fault is that? And how many times have I told you that one day someone's going to come along and they're going to take those food stamps from you? Nah, they won't. Yeah, they will. Y'all was making too many videos. I told you, you're making too many videos where you're in the aisle with the goddamn cookies and shit. And you're like, oh, we bought all these cookies. We bought soda. Oh, we bought some. Oh, look at all the ice cream we bought. And then people's working like all day. And they're thinking, I don't even got no fucking ice cream. I don't got no fucking ice cream. This bitch she bought every flavor. Then they're doing a ice cream taste test and shit. Fuck out of here. And I'm at work slaving away. You're doing ice cream taste tests. I'm paying for you to have an ice cream taste test. What the fuck am I doing? What'd you think was going to happen? Then Trump came along. He's like, I'm putting a stop to all that bullshit. And people said, fuck yeah. I'm voting for this guy. Put a stop to this shit. Enough of this. They're banning. Did you hear they're banning cookies? This is how people talk about it. They're like, they're banning cookies. No, they're not. There's a whole aisle of cookies. Ain't nobody banning no damn cookie. Why would they ban cookies? Stupid fuck. No. You're not going to be able to buy cookies with food stamps. So what? If you got a job, you could buy cookies with money. You can have money and buy cookies with that. Imagine that. Imagine working a job and you buy your own cookies. I have cookies at my house right now. I bought them with money. Cookies. They're not banned at the store. There's not a guy at the store like he punches you in the mouth if you go to grab them. They're just saying they're going to take them off food stamps. And you're crying about it. You're upset. And then some dumb fuck liberal. Poor people don't deserve a sweet treat. Oh. What have they done to earn a sweet treat? If you have a full-time job and you can't afford to go buy some fucking ice cream, you got some big problems in your life. Let me just tell you that. There's something wrong. There's something deeply wrong where you're on the internet crying because the government took away your cookies. And everybody with a job is watching it going, just go buy some cookies with your paycheck. I don't understand. They're not that expensive. You can get a big pack of cookies for like $3-something. It's not that serious, guy. Hey, you know what's funny about that, though? The cookies used to be even cheaper than that. And guess what happened? You happened. You and your vote. And you're protecting our democracy and all your faggotry. Now they price went up on the cookie. That's not my fault. Matter of fact, it's actually your fault. If we actually took the time to trace it back, we would find you right there. We'd see you standing there at the beginning. And then we would see me standing next to you going, please don't. The price of the cookie. The price of the cookie. And you were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the price of the cookie. If I could come back in a time machine, I would come back and I'd pop out of it and I'd go, the price of the cookie. Don't do it. The price of the cookie. And you'd say, what? What's this guy talking about? The price of the cookies and the ice cream and everything, the eggs. Think of the eggs. Think of the eggs. You don't understand. And you would be confused. You hear McDonald's is cutting their prices. McDonald's lost their fucking mind. But notice how Trump gets in there and Trump starts fucking with the economy, and then McDonald's is like, all right, we're going to cut prices now. What a coincidence. Huh. So the whole time Biden is president, McDonald's prices steadily go up. Trump gets in office, and McDonald's announces taking the prices down. And I'm supposed to believe it has nothing to do with Trump. Trump didn't do nothing to cause that. Then why didn't it happen why was the prices going up with Biden and now down with Trump? What's going on? Well, McDonald's was just gouging. I don't believe that. I don't believe that McDonald's just decided one day. Listen, you have to understand something. If you can sell something for $1 and make money on it, that's a great sell price. Like putting $1. This is $1. People gonna buy that because it's cheap as shit. So why would they? It just doesn't make sense. Everybody's going to McDonald's. They're buying fucking little 99-cent hash browns and fries and $1 drink and $1 sandwich, and they're doing all these things, and they got a whole dollar menu. McDonald's is so into cheap prices that they had a fucking dollar menu. And then for some reason, for some unknown reason, they just decided to go, you know what? Fuck it. Jack prices through the fucking roof. And nobody said, wait a minute. With the dollar menu, people come to us for cheap food. You're telling me nobody in the room at McDonald's stood up and said, you know, people see McDonald's as cheap. It's cheap. It's delicious for the price. So it's cheap and it tastes pretty good for $1. That tastes pretty damn good for $1. Where are you going to get a better sandwich for $1 than McDonald's? Where are you going to get that tastes as good as McDonald's for $1? There ain't that many places. By the way, you can't even get it in McDonald's anymore. You can't get it anywhere, by the way. That's something in the past now. It's not coming back. It's in the past. Look back at the past. There it is. It's dead. Your $1 little sandwich is dead. Your little McChicken. Little $1 McChicken. You get a fry, a drink, and a McChicken. $3. But for some reason, McDonald's just decided, no. We're going to jack the prices up and piss everybody off. Why? Why do they do that? Well, they did that because they had no choice. Because you fucked everything up, prices went up, and, I mean, they got to make money. They got to make a profit. What's the point of a business if you make no profit? So, they had to jack the prices up. Now, if the McDonald's prices start going back down and we start seeing dollar McChickens again, you're going to have to accept that Donald Trump did that. You're going to have to stop bullshitting yourself and coping about it, and you're going to have to come to reality here. If prices go down and the border's secure and the wars are ended, why am I going to vote for a Democrat? You know, why would I be mad about Trump? I mean, Epstein? Fuck the border. Fuck the economy. Fuck everything. Epstein. Nah. I'm not falling for that bullshit. When I started seeing all the Democrats suddenly want to talk about Epstein, that's when I realized this is a bunch of shit. These people never want to talk about it. Now they want to talk about it, and they want you to believe that it's all Donald Trump.
It's just Donald Trump on that list. It's just old Trump. I ain't falling for that. I talked about Epstein for years. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Now y'all suddenly want to talk about it? I'm done talking about it. All those years I tried to talk about it. And you cracked your little jokes. You called everybody crazy for talking about it. Now you want to crawl out from under your rock. And you want to run your mouth about it. And you think the rest of us are going to play along. We all know you're full of shit. You ain't really mad about it at all. You just see an opportunity to get Donald Trump, so you're like, fuck yeah. Now suddenly you're so invested. You ain't invested in Epstein at all. You don't give two fucks about Epstein. You don't care. You don't care about those children. You don't care about none of it. You don't care. If you'd have cared, you'd have been talking about it long before now. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and go watch Dexter. Do an episode of Dexter. And I'm going to get something to eat. Maybe I'll come back after the show. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But I bid you adieu for now.